The topic is solving linear equations in one variable. The objectives in this topic are solve linear equations using the addition and multiplication properties, solve linear equations containing parentheses, write numerical sentences as equations. So let's solve this. 7x plus 12 equals 3x minus 4. From what we know, we would start by getting rid of parentheses. We don't have any parentheses. Then we would combine like terms on the left. We don't have any like terms on the left. Then we would combine like terms on the right. We don't have any like terms on the right. Okay, well then we would make sure all of our x's are on one side and everything else is on the other side. So I'm going to start by subtracting 12 from both sides. That'll get rid of the non-variable terms from the left. Negative 4 minus 12 is negative 16. So 7x equals 3x minus 16. Now I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. That'll get rid of the variable terms from the right side. 7x minus 3x is 4x. So 4x equals negative 16. On the right-hand side, the 3x minus 3x canceled each other out. Now we have 4x equals negative 16. We want to undo multiplying by 4. We do that with dividing by 4. Divide both sides by 4 to keep everything balanced. Negative 16 divided by positive 4 is negative 4. X equals negative 4. Feel free to take that solution, plug it into the original equation, and check to make sure that we're right. Next up, 40 minus 5y plus 5 equals negative 2y minus 10 minus 4y. We have no parentheses to get rid of, but we can simplify both sides of the equation. We have like terms on the left and we have like terms on the right. So on the left, 40 plus 5 is 45. On the right, 2y minus 4y is negative 6y. So we have 45 minus 5y equals negative 6y minus 10. I'd like to get the variable terms on one side, the non-variable terms on the other. There is no correct or incorrect order that we have here. We can do it in any order. We can start by adding 6y to both sides, or we can start by adding 5y to both sides, or we can start by subtracting 45 from both sides, or we can start by adding 10 to both sides. Any of those are proper first moves at this point. We're going to start by adding 6y to both sides. This is a nice first move because it gets rid of the y's from the right. It'll add it on to the left, and it'll do it in a manner that keeps them positive. On the right, negative 6y plus 6y cancel each other out, leaving us with negative 10. On the left, negative 5 of them plus 6 of them is 1 of them. 45 plus 1y, 45 plus y, equals negative 10. Now, since we've established our y's on the left, let's get rid of that positive 45 by subtracting 45 from both sides. That will leave us with just the y on the left, and on the right, negative 10 minus 45 is negative 55. Y equals negative 55. I leave the check to you if you want to. Okay, they're getting harder. 6 times a minus 5 equals 4a plus 4. We have parentheses. We want to get rid of them first, so apply the distributive property. Distribute that 6. 6 times a is 6a. 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. So 6a minus 30 equals 4a plus 4. We need to pick a first move in getting the a's on one side and everything else on the other. Let's subtract 4a from both sides. On the left, that's 6a minus 4a is 2a minus 30. On the right, we're just left with plus 4, positive 4. Now we've established our a's on the left. Let's get rid of the minus 30. We do that with plus 30. Whatever we do on one side, we do on the other. 2a equals 34. We're almost done. We want to get the a by itself. We need to undo multiplying by 2. We do that with dividing by 2 on both sides. 34 divided by 2 is 17. So our final answer is a equals 17. So what have we seen? We've seen that the steps for solving an equation are, if parentheses are present, use the distributive property. Get rid of those parentheses. Then combine any like terms on each side of the equation. Combine like terms on the left, combine like terms on the right. Then use the addition property of equality to rewrite the equation so that variable terms are on one side and constant terms are on the other side. It doesn't matter which is which. You can put your variable terms on the right side or on the left side. I like to move them to whichever side they're going to remain positive, because that's one less step to take care of at the end. Finally, we divide both sides by the coefficient of the variable to get it by itself. And then if you want, check your answer, but make sure you're checking it in the original equation. So once again, let's apply that to this problem. 4 times the quantity x plus 3 plus 1 equals 13. Let's start by getting rid of the parentheses. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times positive 3 is positive 12. That's 4x plus 12. We stop distributing when the parentheses end, so it's just plus 1. Equals 13. Combine like terms on the left. 12 plus 1 is 13. Let's subtract 13 from both sides, getting the 4x by itself. 4x equals 0. Divide both sides by the coefficient of x to get the x by itself. Divide both sides by 4. X equals 0 over 4, which is just 0. Recently, we looked back over our words for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. Let's look at our keywords or phrases again for the equal sign. Equals, as in 3 equals 2 plus 1. Gives, as in the quotient of 10 and negative 5 gives negative 2. is or was, as in 17 minus 12 is 5. Yields, as in 11 plus 2 yields 13. Amounts to, as in twice negative 15 amounts to negative 30. And is equal to, as in 24 is equal to 2 times 12, 2 times negative 12. And in symbols, it's just a direct translation. So let's translate some sentences into equations, not expressions. These ones have equal signs. These are equations. The product of 7 and 6 is 42. The product is the multiplication of 7 and 6. 7 times 6 is 42 equals 42. 7 times 6 equals 42. Twice the sum of 3 and 5 is equal to 16. Well, twice the sum is 2 times the sum. The sum of what? 3 and 5. So 3 plus 5, 2 times that. The 3 plus 5 must be in parentheses with a 2 on the outside. Is equal to 16. Equals 16. And that's it for this topic.